Yeah, Scott Jennings amuses me over on CNN. He says, here's going to sum up the election for you and Kamala Harris so far. Clinton and Obama flopped. Fox interview was a disaster. Empty on immigration and the economy, and she's pissed off the Catholics. Whoa, nice week, Kamala. All right, I'll leave it there. My next guest is all fired up because non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, are politicians like Alyssa Slotkin going all over with these Chinese-backed companies and a whole host of other things. They go sign these NDAs to secretly work on projects and things that we have no information about. Don't they work for us? Steve Dulan, the best-looking, most educated man in all of broadcast today, is with me. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dulan on Fridays. Hey, Dulan.
Hey, Gruber. And I read all these books.
Yeah. NDA. Well, NDA makes your blood pressure boil, which is not good for you. But Slotkin, who's this woman here today? Let me see. Emily Devendorf said, I didn't sign any NDA. She put it in her flyers that she put out. Refused to sign non-disclosure agreements. But the funny thing is about Miss Devendorf, we've actually got the NDA with her signature on it. Apparently. Weird. What do you make of these things?
NDA, right? Non-disclosure agreement. It's kind of like Fight Club. The first rule of NDAs is you don't admit to signing the NDA.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
You don't talk about Fight Club. Yeah.
It's not, I slipped that in. It's not just the politicians that are at the sort of higher levels of government. This stuff boils or percolates all the way down to townships. There are folks sitting on township boards.
Smaller than that, it goes down to the city council in Marshall. The city council members. We're going to sign an NDA. We're not going to tell anybody what we're up to and what's going on. City council, county commission, state lawmakers, your member of Congress, Alyssa Slotkin, who now wants to be your senator, signing NDAs to do business with a company that has direct ties to the Chinese Communist Party. And everybody's like, oh, well, whatever. No, it's not whatever. It's a big deal, isn't it?
It's a fundamental perversion of democracy. It truly is. Because the whole idea of representative government, which is what a democratic republic is that we, the people, elect our representatives. And if the representative of me signed a non-disclosure agreement with some entity that may have interests hostile to my interests, and then by definition won't talk about it because they can't, because they're afraid they might get sued by said entity, then democracy's been perverted. That's the end of story, right? Now, here's the really creepy thing. They're not illegal. There's no statute preventing government officials, including elected officials who are supposed to represent you and I, from signing these things. There's one proposed bill in one state legislature somewhere out east that might get around to making it outlawed or outlawing it, getting it illegal soon. But other than that, there's nothing preventing this. So you have no idea, by definition, as a voter, what secret deals have been entered into by which candidates. They don't usually bother with candidates that I've been able to invest or discover so far in my investigations. They usually wait till people get elected and then they have to sign these NDAs if they want to hear about something that's going to be beneficial to your jurisdiction, your district, your state, whatever. They don't bother with the candidates, or at least not that we've been able to prove so far. But yeah, you're holding one of the receipts, as they say nowadays, in your hand. They certainly do it with elected officials.
Yeah, they do it with everybody. You know, this whole, first of all, if you're an elected official signing NDAs, I think that should be null and void. Look, if you're going behind closed doors, and I get that too many cooks in the kitchen make bad soup. I get that. And people have to be able to negotiate privately to get things done. I understand that. But there's a limit to that. The limit being refusal by, I signed an NDA, I can't talk about it. I mean, it's like a line of protection so they can, respectfully say, F you. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like to me. Hey, F you, I'm not going to say anything because I can't. I signed this thing because I'm working on economic development over here, and you don't get to know what it is. I mean, they're hiding behind what they have done as some sort of to legitimize what's completely illegitimate. Where am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You might not be going far enough. I mean, this is horrifying. This is beyond a 3% tax on tea. All right. This is, you've got two statutes that we call the Sunshine Laws that were supposed to expand citizen participation in government, right? The Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, and the Open Meetings Act. And this goes directly contrary to the spirit of both of those statutes. We don't get access as citizens to that information because we can't FOIA this stuff because of the NDA, right?
Right.
And we don't have, there's no open meeting we can attend to hear about what's even being discussed. So they're putting together huge budgets in some cases, millions and tens of millions of dollars for townships where that's a huge amount of money. And then having people sign non-disclosure agreements who are supposed to be representing the local residents. The next thing you know, there's some kind of a deal all worked out years in the making to do some kind of massive development that might be spectacularly unpopular with the local residents. It may go against exactly what these voters wanted, but it's kind of too late now. Well, we already made a deal with this government entity and that corporation, and we already did this, and they already started buying up the land without telling anybody what it was for. And it's kind of too late now. There's so much momentum. I mean, it's getting to the point where some government entities are talking about annexing each other in order to be able to accomplish these deals, where counties
Right.
Are making deals with neighboring counties.
Do it in the open. That's what I say. Do it in the open, whether it's Green Charter Township or Eagle Township or Marshall. Do it in the open. Stop hiding. Tell us what you're up to and tell us why it makes sense. And then the people can have the information needed to cast their votes appropriately. And if not, we should vote against these people en masse. Gotta leave it there, Dulan. Nicely done.
Mad as hell. Not going to take it anymore.
There you go. Pound your fist. Pound your fist, Dulan. There you go. I feel better just seeing it and hearing it. All right, Dulan. Thank you. Steve Dulan, everybody. There you have it. Every Friday, he brings it. He brings the heat. All right, we'll be right back. It's the Steve Gruber Show.